Mr. Reid, in 2008, were you president of BC Soccer?
Yes, I was.
And did you also serve on the board for Canada Soccer?
Yes, I did.
And in 2008, did it come to your attention that Mr. Birarda was accused of sexually assaulting players and therefore let go from Canada Soccer?
Yes, the executive board reported to the broader group of board members who were the provincial and territorial presidents that he would be terminated. We did not have all of the details as to all of the allegations at that time.
What details did you have access to? Did you know that there had been allegations brought against him?
Yes.
Okay. So you were president of BC Soccer, you were on the Canada Soccer board, and you were aware that Mr. Birarda was accused of sexually assaulting players. You knew that he was released from Canada Soccer based on these allegations. And yet in your role as president of BC Soccer, you did not think that it was incumbent upon you to make sure that the league understood that there were these allegations brought against him and that perhaps there should be a yellow flag placed by his name, if not a red flag, when it comes to hiring coaches within the region.
Could you repeat the question, please?
You were president of BC Soccer. You were sitting on the Canada Soccer board. You were aware of the allegations brought against Mr. Birarda. You knew why he was let go from Canada Soccer. Yet in your role as president of BC Soccer, you did not feel that it was your responsibility to report to the region, the league, the federation, that there was this individual out there who may be looking for a coaching job and perhaps not to hire him. That thought never crossed your mind, that perhaps in your role as president, which I'll remind you that your first role is to make sure that the sport remains safe, productive, and well, which means that your players need to be cared for. So in your role as president of BC Soccer, you never thought that it was perhaps your responsibility to convey the information that you knew with regards to Mr. Birarda.
I did not have all of the details with regard to the allegations against Mr. Birarda. And I did not believe that I had the authority to deal with the matter. It was dealt with by Canada Soccer and by the Vancouver Whitecaps and an independent ombudsperson at the time. So to your question, I did not believe that I had the authority to go beyond that.
Okay, so you're president of BC Soccer and you're on the Canada Soccer board. What did you need in order to have the authority? What were you missing?
I believe I would have taken legal counsel to find out whether I was in a position to be able to report on a matter that was dealt independently with two other bodies.
Why didn't you do that? Did you not care about the players and the implications that this could have for these girls who are in U14 soccer?
Yes, but I didn't know at the time that he was coaching a U14 team. I didn't know that he was coaching within our system.
But you did know that he was let go from Canada Soccer because of these serious allegations brought against him. And you were
Correct.
President of BC Soccer. So you did decide to turn a blind eye to this and did decide to mute yourself. You did decide that. And you're saying right now that you could have sought legal counsel in order to know what you could have said to the Federation. And you chose not to seek that legal counsel and instead remain silent. Why did you choose to remain silent?
I did not choose to remain silent. It was an issue that had been dealt with by other parties, and it was communicated by them to us, and it was viewed that it was within their authority and their bailiwick to deal with the matter.
So I'm curious. We are now several years later, and we know that a plethora of young girls and young women have been sexually
30
assaulted
seconds.
by Mr. Birarda. We know that that likely could have been prevented had you used your voice. What would you say to those victims now?
I would apologize profusely if that was the case, if there was any abuses that occurred as a result of that. I want to ensure that everybody understands that I'm absolutely appalled by what went on, and I feel as though since that time, the soccer community has changed drastically, and we made significant changes so that those types of abuses will never happen again. It's something that we shouldn't and can't see in our sport or in any other sport across the country.
I need you to wrap
So
up your
I feel
answer,
very strongly,
please. Mr. Reid, I need you to wrap up your
very
answer,
strongly
please.
that. Thank you.